Hello. How are you today? You can go ahead and take a seat, make yourself comfortable. Before we get started, would you like anything to drink? Water? Tea? Coffee? You're okay? Okay, well, if you need anything, let me know. Do you need to use the restroom before we get started? Okay, you're okay? Alright, so you are here for your interview today for the marketing position. So we do have some questions for you today, and just kind of to get to know you. It's a very, short interview, but gives us a better picture of you. Okay. So, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself? And I'll be taking notes. Don't feel nervous. It's just I want to remember as much as I can about you. We do have a lot of candidates coming in today, so this helps me remember. Okay. It sounds like you have experience that is relevant to this role, and your background is very fitting, so that's really good to hear. And okay, so how did you hear about this position? So you have a connection with the company, so you know. Okay, very cool. That's great. So that's a really good thing to know. Someone in the company kind of helps you get, your foot in the door. Great. Thank you. Okay. Why do you want this job? You feel like you like human interaction? Well, that's perfect for this job. And you mentioned that you love the company. What do you think makes you love the company so much? Okay. So, why do you think we should hire you? I'm not trying to intimidate you, I'm just wondering. Okay, so you think you're very qualified. Okay. Well, I think that's great that you're telling me a little bit about, your background and the results that you've delivered to your old company, because that's what we want to see in our company. And how do you feel like you work with a team? Okay, that's great. Excellent, thank you. Okay, so what do you think you can bring to our company? Okay, so you did your research, good, yeah. So yeah, our company is currently, facing that challenge, so we are looking for someone who can fit in and kind of use their brain and their experience and their knowledge to help us, kind of get through that little hump there. I really like your answer for that. Okay, so this is kind of a typical question, but what are your greatest strengths? So what makes you great? Think about for the position. Thank you for not, listing off adjectives. Sometimes our candidates do that, and I like how you really told me a story about yourself. Yes. Okay, so now the opposite. What do you consider to be your weakness? Okay. You can be honest. It's an intimidating question, but Well, thank you for your self-awareness and honesty, and it sounds like you're aware of your weaknesses, but you do things to kind of get yourself out of them, so that's excellent. Great. Okay, so what type of work environment do you prefer? So you like to work in a team, okay? And then, okay. Right, yeah. That's great because you will be placed in a team, and we, our members do get very close, so I think that's just a very important part of this job, yeah. Okay, so how would your current boss describe you? So be honest. That's excellent. So you feel like you have a willingness to pitch in, even though you may have a lot on your plate, you're always willing to step forward. That's great. Yeah, because at our company, you will have multiple things on your plate. It's not just going to be one project at a time, and new things come up all the time. So it's very important that you are willing to pitch in and, take on extra responsibilities. That's a great answer. Okay, so how do you deal with pressure or stressful situations? Okay, so kind of your strategies. So you have a to-do list. You like to unwind. Okay. Right. That's great. Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like your current position is very stressful, but it sounds like you have experience and you've learned these strategies to kind of help you cope with the stress. That's great. Okay, what do you like to do outside of work? That's great. Yeah, it's always good to have a life outside of work. You don't want to be, work is important, but you don't want your whole life to be work. You want to make sure that you have a nice balance, because if you're putting all of your time and effort into work, you're going to get burned out. So we like our employees to really have a work-life balance, yeah. So that's great. And what motivates you? Very energizing. your pet peeves? Alright, thank you. And how do you like to be managed? Okay. So you'd say you're more independent, but you like to have someone to go to for questions. Okay. You know you're doing great. What makes you unique? Okay. Great. Okay, so what should I know that is not on your resume? Well, thank you for sharing that. Let me see here. Okay. Alright, is there anything else that you would like me to know today about this position? I know it seems a little open-ended, but don't panic. It's not a trick question. Just kind of tell me anything. The last question is, do you have any questions for me about the company? Yeah, so our team, you would be on a team of around 5 people, and one of them will be the team lead, and then I know you'll have kind of an assigned role depending on what that team needs. Yeah, so our team members are very close knit, they text every day, they call each other, very good friends, and I think that that's why our culture is one of the better ones. Yeah. Alright, well, that is actually all that I have for you today. Like I said, we've got some other interviews, and I will be in contact with you early next week. So this is only the first round of interviews, so if I'll be in contact with you regardless of if you got it or not. But if you do make it to the next round, you'll be with the team. Well, thank you so much for your time today and for coming in. I truly appreciate it, and I will be in touch.